Hey, SNA fans, sorry about that. Hopefully, this will be the last time, and I promise this will be the last time because this was the final match before the pay per view. And that's what I was saying before the second clip stream went off and went and cut off. Baron Corbin was about to hit the end of days right onto the Alexis King, and then this is where Alexis King then intercept. Not intercept, but I'll say flopped out of it, got into a back to belly maneuver, pushes Corbin right into the upper left side. This is where then he tried to go for. This is where he pushes him right to the referee in the upper right. This is where then the referee did not see anything, and this is where because he had his head turned away. This is where then this is where he low blow Corbin right in the midsection. I was like, "What's up with referees not paying full attention when it comes to heels doing something dirty?" And then this is where we got Alexis King then did the recoordination right on, right onto. But this is where he hit the recoordination. He got the 1, 2, 3, and the winner of this match, Alexis King. And congratulations to him for getting a win on tonight's Spring Breakin edition of the third brand of WWE. And do you think the future is bright for the current for the now current NXT star, former AEW star? Let me know in the comments down below. And do you think he'll be next in line for an NXT title shot, regardless on who's going to win the NXT World Championship? Let me know in the comments down below. That's where we do get the main event match. And man, this like the way they're hyping this up, it felt like if they were main eventing WrestleMania, like into this match. And this is only a couple weeks after their Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania and the WrestleMania event. So yeah, this is I guess it's some kind of a bonus main event of a special occasion match for a championship, even though WrestleMania season has been over until next April. When they're going to either be going to the Minneapolis or Vegas, which they have not made that official, like on where exactly, what city are they going to be hosting WrestleMania at. So we better keep those fingers crossed and see where it could possibly be hosted at. But anyways, let's go to this match, which we had. The match started off with Trick Williams just going right, just getting to the point, trying to hit him with his finishing maneuver, the running knee strike, that running pump knee strike. But this is where Ilya Dragunov moved out of the way, right to the left. This is where then Ilya Dragunov then went right to the ribs, and then this is where he turned around, went to the back of him, tried to go for a German suplex, which he successfully did in the first attempt. But this is where he tried to. This is where he tried to go for it again, but this is where Trick Williams was hanging on to the canvas so he wouldn't get hit again. This is where Ilya Dragunov started hitting single axe handle right into the back of the back of Trick. This is where Ilya Dragunov didn't try to go for it again. And this is where fans were not saying nothing but whoop that Trick chance because they really want Trick Williams to win this match because they think he absolutely super duper whooply deserves this moment. This is where Trick Williams just started repeatedly hitting elbow strikes right to the face of Ilya Dragunov until he got out of his grasp, until he gets hit with a big drop kick right into the face. He landed right to the right side. This is where then he hits a. This is where then we saw run right through the right side while Ilya Dragunov on the left. This is where we saw Trick Williams hit a back leg drop kick, like if he was Booker T, like back in the day. And this is where Ilya Dragunov then entered back with a big boot right across his face. This is where we saw. This is where we saw Trick Williams and hit a discus boot, but this is where Trick Williams grabbed onto his foot like, no, you don't. This is where Ilya Dragunov then hit a big slap right across Trick Williams' face, like boom. It looked like it could nearly snap his neck, like if he wasn't careful. This is where then we got Ilya Dragunov then hit a big stinging chop that I believe he's going to be being left with some scars for days, like of getting hit with such a chop like that. But this is where he started repeatedly doing some they're continuing doing some chops right to the chest until like Trick Williams grab onto his hand. He's like, no, like not this time. And this where like when he tried to go for a chop again, this is where we got Trick Williams to start hitting hands right to the face of Ilya. This is where then and that's where fans are like, yay, 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 and then this is where this is where but this is where Ilya Dragunov answered back with a backhand chop right onto the chest of Trick Williams. This is where they were was hanging onto the right side. This is where he tried to go for a forearm right to the face, but this is where Trick Williams moved out of the way. This is where she hits a flapjack, but this is where we got Ilya Dragunov hit a DDT right onto Trick Williams. This is where we got this is where Trick Williams fell right down to the ground when he hit that flying DDT. This is where we got Ilya Dragunov then put himself right to the right side of the ropes, spinned around like if he was about to hit a 619, but instead like it was a rebound swing, and then he went back in the ring, hit a discus lariat right onto Trick Williams. This is where he tried to go for a pin. This is where Trick Williams got the right shoulder up at 2.2. This is where Ilya Dragunov was like this close, and I was like, actually it was this close, but it was not much of a difference. It was right after 2. But it's still close enough for you to win and retain your NXT championship. But yeah, unfortunately for the Mad Dragon, that did not happen. But this is where we got this. But this is where but not only this match was on the line, like for not only this match was for the biggest prize of NXT on the line, the NXT championship, but it was also for the career of Trick Williams. Like if he loses, then his career in NXT will be over. That's what I forgot to say when I said it was main event time of the evening, which was for the NXT championship. But anyway, this is where we got Ilya Dragunov going for a powerbomb right on to Trick Williams. Trick then flips out of it right out. Try to flip out of it, but this is where Ilya Dragunov then redo the maneuver and then finally slamming Trick Williams right onto the canvas. This is where then we saw Ilya Dragunov to try to readjust his face like after getting hit with Trick Williams strikes. This is where he tells Trick Williams to get up. So I know you're playing possum. Like I could just smell you, and I could just smell your I could just smell you right now, and you're not really knocked out cold after that power bomb. But this is where Trick Williams did exactly what Ilya Dragunov wanted. But he had a step up insecurity right to his head. This is where we saw him fell right down to the ground. This is where both men were down. That's where the referee was like, "Come on, boys! Like we cannot have both of y'all down. Like come on, we need you both up." This is where Ilya and Trick was like, "Okay, like we'll get up as best we can." It is where both men did got up. They went face to face. This is where fans were cheering NXT, and they're like, "We love this match." And then this is where Ilya Dragunov, "Are you ready, Trick?" And Trick was like, "I was born ready, and I was born to be in this spot." And the only way that I can say otherwise, if you can really prove that, you can beat me before I can even beat you. And this is where Ilya Dragunov was like, "I'd like to see that happening." And he's like, and how about we shake it out? And this is where he's like, okay, like this is where he quickly started high fiving and shaking Ilya Dragunov's hand. This is where Ilya then was like, all right, well, let's hug it out. And this is where he gave a big grizzly hug right onto him. And unfortunately, you didn't do the bear hug onto Trick's sake and us Trick fans. Like, because even if he wanted to, like, you'll barely do that kind of a hug on him, try to squeeze the guts out of his body. And it was exactly like the hug he gave him the last time, which was very suspicious. Luckily, it didn't show any sign of betrayals or heel turn, like when he gave him the hug the last time. It was just some kind of an odd hug like he gave to Baron Corbin. Like saying, like you're going to see a totally different side of him when you find him in the match. And you're going to see the dragon rising from his spirit. But anyway, this is where we saw him with the big hug. This Trick Williams was like, yeah. But this is where then Trick Williams like, okay, you can let go of me now, like, and I'm ready. And this is where they start hitting fists at each other. Fans were very livid, like when it comes to and with excitement, of course, they were livid with excitement. They were like, yeah, and they were going on a ride in the audience while Booker T was enjoying this fight. He thought his new version of himself. He was cheering on his new version of himself. Don't let him down and be a champion just like him. It was like, oh yeah, and he's like, want some popcorn, H, and then this is where the homeless man, the hurricane, then was like, yeah, like anytime, like because I love this, and this is what wrestling is all about: is the drama, the physicality, all that stuff. This is where the homeless man said, while swirling around in this Hurricane Harvey ride. This is where Ilya Dragunov won the war. This is where Booker T like no, along with the homeless man and the Hurricane. With Vic Joseph wouldn't stop won't stop talking and calling the action, like saying like yeah, like Ilya Dragunov's winning this, like what he's gonna do next. And then this is where we got. Because this match was pretty interesting. This is where we got Ilya Dragunov running right through the right corner side rope. This is where he hits the knee strike right to the face of the master of Trick Williams. This is where Trick Williams, this is where Ilya Dragunov's like, what? I guess it's time. Like it's rise for the Mad Dragon, and this is where we got him. Like this is where then Ilya Dragunov then try to. This is where did he try to? This is where we got Trick. This is where he put Trick Williams right onto the bottom left side of the corner, in the bottom turnbuckle. This is where he went right to the opposite corner in the upper right. This is where he hits him with a coast to coast leg drop. I believe he's trying to pay some kind of tribute to the inventor of that move, like what if it was the Mr. Monday Nights or the $1 billion Prince. But let me know about that in the comments. But I think it's the man that we just saw on 420 on AEW Rampage. Anyway, this is where we got Ilya Dragunov then went right to the top turnbuckle in the upper left side. This is where then Ilya Dragunov then try to go for the senton. But this is where Trick Williams got the knee up right into his face, and he landed right on. Right, he landed right onto him. This is where Trick Williams like, I did it, I got him. Like now I need to get up. Like come on, Trick, like. Get yourself. And this is where fans were chanting Trick to Trick Williams. Trick Williams was barely getting himself back up and get back together. This is where we got Trick Williams then go right up on the right onto Ilya Dragunov, grab his head. This is where he puts him right in between his legs. This is where Booker T is like, oh yes, man, like he got it right here. And this is where he hit him with a big slamming power bomb. He hit him so hard with that power bomb. Not even Von Wagner could even compete in a powerbomb contest with him, like for one of the reasons because he sadly got released, and I want to send my well wishes to my well and best wishes to Von Wagner, like at this very unfortunate and heartbreaking time of losing his job to World Wrestling Entertainment. Endeavors, by the way. But anyway, this is where we got Trick Williams then got the champion Ilya Dragunov down. This is where then he then did some insult to injuries right onto the Mad Dragon. This is where he did then mock him doing his pose like they're like a rise of the H-bomb. This is where he did it right to his face of Ilya Dragunov. This is where he didn't put full force in it, maybe like only just 95% of it. Just because once he tried to go for a pin soon after, referee counted 1, referee counted 2. This is where Ilya Dragunov got the shoulder up right up at 2.99999999999 double triple .9, minus 0.1 away from being 3. So close to being 3. This is where we got Ilya Dragunov. I mean, this is where we got Trick Williams then continuing to start doing some insult to injury maneuvers onto his opponent because not only the H-bomb was the move that he stole from Ilya, because once he got onto the upper right side, that's where he hits the Torpedo Moscow right head to head right onto Ilya Dragunov's head. And then this is where Booker T's like, I like this man. Oh yeah. And then this is where we got Trick Williams. He tried to go for the pin, but this is where Vic Joseph couldn't believe that Trick Williams actually did that. He's like like a torpedo Moscow from Trick Williams. I thought I would never see him do that in the next 10 million years. But yeah, he tried to go for a pin, but he still kicked that 2.99999999999 double triple nine. Like man, like nothing's not putting him away. But and I was gonna keep the Mad Dragon down. This is where the Williams then I'll be trying to go for his finishing maneuver, that big knee strike, but this is where Ilya Dragunov counter out of it, hit him with a strike. This is where he got him right in the shoulders, and you know the rules in professional wrestling. If it doesn't work the first time, it's guaranteed the second attempt. But this is where we got him going